Hi, everybody.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Joining us this evening. You are tuned in to Sip and Talk. I'm Miss Londa. I would like to introduce my co-host Data and Tanza this evening. How are you ladies doing this evening?
Can't complain.
All right, I hear you. Let me turn my video on really quick here. All right. And we have a very special guest joining us this evening. We have Zacarias joining us. Zacarias is an inspirational speaker and also a gospel singer. If you would like to join us, Zacarias, we'd like to welcome you to the show. We have Zacarias joining us. Zacarias is an inspirational speaker and also a gospel singer. If you would like to join us, Zacarias, we'd like to welcome you to the show. Zacarias, are you with us?
Yes, ma'am, I'm here.
Hi, welcome to
Hey.
the show.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, just adorable.
Hello. He is so
Finch,
adorable.
Finch, Finch.
He is.
So when I saw your video on Facebook, I was amazed. You're such a smart, intelligent young man. Can you please tell us what made you take the road that you're taking?
I pretty much grew up in the church, pretty much all my life, ever since I was in my months, ever since I was a baby. And I always watched preachers preach, I always watched singers sing, and my parents pretty much realized that I had a calling on my life and it was a gift from God. And so it really didn't start to fulfill itself until now. Everything took place this year, but it's such as me, going viral and everything. But the reason why I've took my path is because everybody realized that the calling that I had on my life, and a lot of times you can't run from God. So God had got my attention, and He was like, "Okay, there's enough playing going on around. It's time for you to do what I want you to do." So that's just,
Okay. And here we are, right?
yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So did you have something inspirational prepared for us this evening?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
All right.
I'm ready.
I'm so anxious.
I'm ready.
Okay, so basically what I have ready today, and today the message is pretty simple, it's pretty short. Today is hold on in there because your blessing is yet to come. And a lot of us, we give up, a lot of us throw in the towel, a lot of us just give up on God because we seem like God isn't doing anything for us. We seem like God is just left us there alone. And sometimes we don't realize that God is just putting us through the situation for a reason. And sometimes the longer the wait, the greater the blessing. If God has you waiting this long, what He has for you, you know it must be great. And there's a lot of things that I just wrote down for tonight, and I had ready in my notes. And the first thing that I wrote is God is up to something, and that something is huge. Get prepared, don't hesitate, don't quit yet. He is working, get ready for your blessing. Some of us, we hesitate. Some of us don't trust God enough, and some of us don't believe God enough, even in our situation. But I'm here to tell you that you got to start trusting God, even when you're trying to hesitate, even when you don't even believe in Him. Just trust God. Don't quit yet. A lot of us quit. I was speaking the other day and I told them, I said, y'all quit just when God get ready to step in and bless you with what He's about to bless you with. But instead of quitting, just hold on up in there because He is working. Amen. And the next thing I said was, let God work. Don't block your blessings by moving too fast. When God is working on your behalf, be patient. Good things take time. Don't get weary and don't get in the way. Good things don't just come. Good things don't come overnight. Good things don't happen overnight. Good things don't happen within an hour, but it's going to take time. And so I also wrote, you have to live through the bad days to get through the good days. Hang on up in there. See, sometimes we go through good days. Sometimes we go through bad days. But before the bad days come, before the good days come, we go through bad days. And one thing about it is, it's going to get worse before it gets better. So when you get to the end of your rope, I dare somebody to just tie a knot in it and hang on up in there. Don't just let that rope go. Don't just let that rope just slide out of your hand and just go into midair. And one thing I said was, if God keeps blowing air into your balloon, stop just letting it just go into midair. And it's just something that you just, and see, a lot of times our haters say something different to us. A lot of times we say something different, but a lot of times you say, I can't figure it out. You say, I'm too tired. You say it's impossible. You say that nobody loves you. You say that you can't forgive yourself. You said that it's not worth it. Somebody said that you ain't smart enough. You said that you ain't able. You said that you can't go on. You said that you can't do it. You say you can't manage it. You say you're afraid. You say you all alone. But on the other hand, God said, I will direct your steps. God said, I will give you the rest. God said, all things are possible. God said, I love you. God said, I forgive you. God said, it will be worth it. God said, I will give you wisdom. God said, I am able. God says, my grace is sufficient. God says, you can do all things through Christ that strengthens you. And God also said, I will supply all of your needs. God also said, I have not given you fear. God also said, I will never leave you. So before you say all of those things, you just got to think about what God said, because you said versus God said, instead of you allowing your plan to be done, just let God's will be done in your life, because what God is taking you through is going to be for a reason. Because I always tell people that the enemy has to step in at a point in time, because he is literally peeking into your future, seeing what God is about to do in your life. And he wants to stop that. Sometimes he wants to kill you. Sometimes the words that he tell you, sometimes the enemy will disguise himself as an angel of light and will talk to you and will tell you that you got to give up. You can't go on, but God said, my grace is sufficient. And sometimes when you run into these type of problems, your haters going to step in and your haters going to see you walk on water. And it's only because they going to say you can't swim. See, some of us don't realize that when we walking on water and we see our haters swimming, we shouldn't let things that they say about us and to us get to us, because sometimes the enemy will use your haters, and because the enemy knows that you don't like your haters, the enemy knows that your haters can at any moment bring you down. So the enemy is going to use the person that is sometimes close to you, people that sometimes hate you, to tear you down and to bring you down. But you can't do that, because there's a meaning of life, and the definition of life is never the same. How it's different makes it unique for every living soul. My meaning of life is like a tree filled with need, and some leaves fall and others don't. Like millions of stars stuck in space, waiting to be discovered. Like fire can cause war or peace. Like money, used, wasted, abused, and hated, loved, and wanted. See, sometimes we go through all these type of things, but sometimes we just have to realize that the meaning of life means that we're going to go through some things, that we're going to be used, we're going to be wasted, we're going to be abused, we're going to be hated, we're going to be loved, we're going to be wanted. We're going to go through all types of different phases and all types of different things. But sometimes we just cannot get discouraged. We just got to hang on up in there, because our blessing is yet to come. If you strike a thorn or rose, keep going. If it hails or if it snows, keep going. There ain't no sitting down and whining. Keep going. When the fish ain't on your line, bait your hook and keep it trying. You got to keep going. When the weather kills your crops, keep going. Though it's work to reach the top, keep going. Suppose you're out of every dime, getting broke in any crime. Tell the world you're feeling prime and just keep on going. When it looks like all is up, keep going. Drain the sweetness from the cup and keep on going instead of trying to give up. Life isn't meant to be easy. It's meant to be lived. Sometimes happy stuff, other times are rough. But with every up and down, you learn lessons that's going to make you strong. God is putting you through your situation for a reason. And I want everybody to remember that tonight, that it's your situation and your storm has not come to defeat you, but it has come to increase you. Life isn't always easy, but it helps you remember that obstacles in your path are there to test you and are there to help you grow. It is by overcoming obstacles that you can develop new skills and new ways of handling the rest of your life that has in store for you. If you never had a problem in your life, you wouldn't be able to deal with life, would you? And that's a good question. No one else can do it for you. Keep doing what is in your heart and what you know is right for you. Let your dreams be bigger than your fears, and your actions louder than your words. Live by choice and not by chance. Make chances, not excuses. Be motivated, not manipulated. Work to succeed, not complete. Choose to listen to God and not yourself, and let his will be done in your life. Because there will be mountains that you will have to climb. There will be battles that you will have to fight. But victory or defeat, it's up to you to decide. But how can you expect to win if you never try? Nobody never said that there will be trials. Nobody never said that there wouldn't be falls. Nobody never said that you wouldn't be able to go. Nobody never said that I wanted to go the way I wanted to go. Nobody never said that your back wouldn't be against the wall. But I'll just lift my head up to the sky and I'll say, help me to be strong. And you just can't give up now, because you've got, if we would have never made it throughout all of these years. We would have never made it this far if it wasn't for God. So I just say, I can't give up now. Because I've come too far from where I started from. And nobody told me that the road was easy. And I don't believe he brought me this far to leave me. And I'm finished.
You've got a beautiful voice. I have to
Thank
say
you.
that. Beautiful voice.
Yes, you do. I know your parents must be so proud
So
of
proud. Miss Wanda, you're
So
muted.
you.
So
Listen to you
sorry.
speak.
It's okay.
Listen to you speak. You know, it amazes me at how so young you are, with so much knowledge and so much spiritual education. It's so heart filling. It's so heartwarming, and it lets me know that if you can do it, my son can do it. Anybody's son can do it, and it's just amazing. And I just want to say that you are doing a great job, and you keep that work up, and you make your parents very, very proud.
Thank you so much.
Yes, and as I was saying, I didn't know I was still muted, but just listening to you speak, it brought tears to my eyes to see such a young man be able to speak so positive and so spiritually. You are really on a good path, and you can be a great role model for a lot of other kids out here that is coming up. And I hope that you keep up the good work.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Zachariah, you said that you grew up in the church, but are your parents ministers, or
My father is an elder. He is a preacher. He is the only one that pretty much, he's in there. He's he's a preacher. He's been a preacher ever since I was a baby. So yeah.
Okay. Well, you do a wonderful job delivering the message. I have to tell you, I've listened to many preachers and over the years, and I can tell you that not everybody is able to grab people's attention, and in order to make them listen, because the goal is to get people to listen to you, right? So in order to do that, you have to have a certain amount of charisma. You have to know what you're speaking about. You have to have a delivery. You have to have a message. That's real important. And you do it all so very well. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I couldn't do what you do. So kudos to you, young man. Kudos to you.
And I want to say thank you, young man, because that was a blessing for me, and I needed to hear that from you. You don't know who the message coming from or where it's coming from, and I want to say thank you so much for that blessing, and I'm so happy I made it on here to hear you. And you have a beautiful voice, and you keep serving God and stay blessed, young man. You is powerful. You're gonna be something else. You powerful. I thank you.
Thank you.
They say the Lord works in mysterious ways.
Indeed, he
Yes,
does.
he does.
Indeed,
Yes,
he does. Zachariah, have you found that your age, what's your age exactly again?
12 years old.
12 years old. So have you found that with your age that there has been more difficulty in getting your message out and people to listen to you or have you found that it's been easier because of your age?
I feel like it's been easy because a lot of times, like you said, a lot of times because somebody sees a kid doing it, it grabs more attention, and it pretty much, yeah, it draws attention, and it makes people want to listen. Like, okay, let me see what this kid has to offer. So like a video that I've done about having faith, it has almost 5 million views, and I just never thought that it would be that easy to get out of, but I'm realizing that it is easy because people are realizing that if it's coming out of a baby or a child or a kid, I need to listen. I need to see what he has to tell me or something.
Yeah.
So I find it easy because kids are pretty much they're like God's every person is God sent, but I feel like there are just different people, and everybody has a different calling on their life, and when God wants somebody to hear something, if God gives something to me, I put it out there, but I never know how many views it's gonna get. I never know none of this until it happens, and I'm like, okay, God, it's meant to be because you want your people to hear this, because a lot of people need to hear. Yeah, they need to have faith. So I kind of find it easy.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. I think that's fair. Do you think
Mhm.
that for you, because of your age, so your age is always going to be front and center when people are listening to you, right?
Yes.
That's just kind of how it is right now. It won't always be that way because one day you're gonna be like the rest of us. But for right now, your age is something that people are going to be focusing on. And I know because I've been 12 years old many, many moons ago, many moons ago. But when I was 12, I was also very sensitive because I had not experienced rejection before, and there's a lot of things you haven't like gone through personally. So do you find that because you've had so many views, you get a lot of comments? All of them can't always be good because we know how people are out here, right? So how have you been handling that part of it? Has it affected you? Has it changed you in any way in how you're approaching your message?
Well, it's such as negative comments, it's such as negative people and how they talk. For some reason, it does not bother me because I know that when God is giving you something to deliver, when I'm doing something for God, I don't care what nobody else says, but I know that it's right. So whatever somebody else has to say about it, okay, that's your opinion, that's what you think. But what God says is true. But that's just not me talking out of my inner self. That is God talking through me. When God wants to get a message out, he can use whoever he wants to use at any given moment. So whatever somebody else has to say, they need to take that up with God. So it does not bother me at all.
Oh, I
Uh-huh.
love it.
Right.
I
Have
love it.
you
And that was part of the message you gave today.
Yeah.
So it's good
right.
that you're listening to your own messages too. Because yeah,
So
yeah.
have you ever I'm sorry, y'all. Have you ever went out like to churches and stuff and like gave a ceremony before? Have you ever done that yet? Have a church allowed you to talk to the congregation?
Not yet, because like I said, well, the preaching speaking part is it is just beginning. At least publicly anyway. But in March, I believe,
Mhm.
I'm gonna fly out to California
Okay.
because somebody wants me to speak there, and possibly Charlotte, North Carolina. So it's getting there. It's getting there.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
exciting.
I want you to follow your dream and follow your heart and use your gift that God gave you. And like you said, don't let nobody tell you nothing wrong. Only you and God know what's right. You feel me? And once again, you're blessed, you're talented, and you're powerful. You're going to grow up to be a powerful preacher. So you follow your dream and you stay on board and you keep spreading the word. Like I said, we ain't never too old to hear the message. And I thank you.
And show that.
Never too old.
And I love the video when you speak on your word. Can you just give us a little bit of that today?
When I spoke on what?
Knowing your worth.
Mhm.
Okay,
Work.
I can't say that again.
Knowing your worth.
Oh, knowing where your worth. Okay. Okay. A lot of times we let people use us for advantage, such as not only as friends, but even in relationships, friends, whatever the situation or the problem may be. We let a lot of people use us for what we have, it's just all types of things, all types of ways that people can use us. And I told them and I told everybody that was on my live. And I know God wanted to get that message out there because it was like 200 people on my live. But it's just the simple fact that I said that when somebody uses you, it's always going to find a way of coming back to them because they know. Because when you use somebody, that's pretty much you're doing wrong. That's pretty much against God. And God sees what you're doing to that other person, and that's going to hurt them. So it's always going to find a way of coming back to them. So I told the people, you don't have to worry about anything. You don't have to worry about having to go back and get revenge or none of that because God is going to handle that part. But it's such as that, knowing your worth, stop, just you don't have to let everybody use you. Stop letting people use you. And, it's just, I wrote the notes down, and I probably can't find it to this day, but
I can never find my notes either. It's okay.
But
yeah, I can say that too.
We just let a lot of things slide and we let a lot of things happen. And the reason why people use us is because they know that they can walk all over us. But I'm just here to tell you, stop letting people walk all over you. Know your worth and don't let anybody use you for nothing that you got.
So Zachariah, it's hard sometimes when I listened to one of your messages. I think it was the one on COVID. You remember that? When you were talking about, I think that was that your last live?
No, ma'am, it wasn't. Because my last live, I think it was standing immovable and steadfast.
Okay. Well, in that live, you were talking about COVID. You covered a lot of stuff and it was great. It was absolutely fantastic. But I had not spoken with you prior to that. And the first thing that came to my mind was, how does this kid know what I have been through and all of, like, how do you get a message based on experiences that probably you yourself have yet to experience, right? Because you're 12, right? So you've probably never been brokenhearted, or maybe you have, I don't know. But there's certain, you've not had kids yet, right? You've not been married, because you mentioned divorced in there. And I was just like, how does this kid know this stuff? Who told you? Tell me it was God.
I don't know. It's just like I said, God can use anybody he wants to, at any given moment. So it's all God. Everything that comes out. When I look back at the video, I'm like, wait a minute, I ain't say that. I did not say that. So that's why I said half of the times God is speaking through me. And like I said, grown people or adults, they're gonna watch a young person to see what they have to offer. So, it's just the simple fact that I don't know. It's like, it's just God speaking through me. And I was like, yeah, you've been through. See, the main thing was trust God. Okay.
Right. I remember that.
Coronavirus, divorces, girl, my ear ain't working in my car, all this stuff. It's like, trust God through your whole situation, because if you're faithful to the little things that God gives you, he's going to give you big things. So that's why I put that in there. But as far as relationship and divorce wise, a lot of us, we don't have God in our relationships enough, or we don't trust God enough. Yeah, you've been divorced, but trust God. That's simple. That's all we have to do is just trust God. And if we have enough faith in him, that was a powerful message. And I know
it really was for a lot of people, coming from a 12-year-old who could not possibly have experienced divorce, or who couldn't, the stress of not being able to feed the kids. I think that was something else you said in there. If you can't feed your kids, trust God. I was just like, how you know?
So do you use what your parents have been through during your time of coming up as an example of how to get your message through to others?
Or other people you may have been around?
Yes.
I mean, I don't, because yeah, God puts everybody through something. But as far as everything that I was talking about in that video, no, it didn't come from experience that I've been around or experience from my parents or anything. Like I just said, it's just something that God gives me that other people, needs to hear. So
What's on your heart at the moment? And you usually do your lives because something has come to you on your heart at that moment, and you decide this is something's telling me I need to talk to the people.
sometimes I would be like, God, why do you want me to tell these people that? And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna obey you because, like one day God gave me a message to tell them. He was like, tell the people that they need to take a bath. I was like, what? Take a bath? They probably took a bath last night, this morning. I don't know. But when God explained to me what he was talking about a spiritual bath. Letting God clean you in and out, So I was just confused for a minute. I was like, I don't want to tell them people that. No, I'm not gonna do that. But sometimes we don't understand why God does the things he do, or, but at the end, we will understand why and why he gets to us. So.
Right. I haven't seen that one. I've got to go back and find that one.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either. So I'm gonna have to watch that one. And so you said that you have a new single coming out. Are you able to speak on that today?
It's gonna be soon. Not very soon, but it's gonna be soon.
Gospel?
All
gospel.
Can I ask what it's titled?
Experience of a lifetime.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. So I know that you said that it was going to be very short, and I know you probably have to go, but can we please hear another song from your beautiful voice?
Yeah. One more.
Okay, yeah, sure. Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I was blind, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. It was grace that brought me. It's grace that's gonna lead me on to amazing grace. How sweet the sound.
Thank you, Zacarias. Thank you for joining us.
Zacarias.
It was a pleasure meeting you, sweetheart. Pleasure.
Keep up the good work. You keep up the good work. All right. You have a good evening.
You too.
Bye.
See you later. Oh my
That is amazing.
That's amazing.
That's amazing.
Oh my gosh.
I hope a lot of
I
other
still feel with joy right now.
I swear.
Yeah. And I think for me, the thing is, I hope it continues. You have, he's 12, right at the brink of adolescence and change and all of that.
Yes.
And
puberty,
so,
yeah.
Well, most of his age are influenced by a lot of other things. You know what I'm saying? That's what amazes me, is that the path that he chose is such a positive,
Yeah, it really is. And it's going to be a tough path to continue to walk as he continues to get older, and especially when, with the fame and people watching, all eyes on you, that's so much pressure, even for us adults. But he is motivated. I listened to quite a few of his, and I just thought, how is this kid?
So I was strolling down Facebook, and then I saw one of his titles, and I'm like, he didn't even look 12 to me. So I'm like, hold on, let me see what this little boy talking about. And when I clicked on the video and started listening, I was like, whoa, you know?
I wanted to say so bad to the video, listen, little boy, I'm grown. Get out of business. But he was right, so I had to shut up and listen.
Right on point. So it's like you gotta face the truth.
Yes, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, no matter where it comes from, you don't know where the information is gonna come. So you better be willing to take it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Wow.
So that was really good. I am happy to have met him, and I will continue to watch and keep an eye out for him and what the future brings for him, because you never know.
Yes. I think
you never know.
He's going. I see him owning a church. And you know, one thing I noticed about him is when he's speaking, he has a towel. That's one thing I noticed about him. If you watch
Really?
yes, he always has a towel. So this young man is going somewhere.
Wow.
He has
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, he has a towel all the time.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. He's heading. That's good though. You know, most kids nowadays, like y'all already said, don't even have a direction at 20.
Or they're
let alone 12.
Like loving hip hop and you know those type of things. That's the path that they're trying to take.
Yeah. And
they still trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
So to see him doing that and to focus and clearly knowledgeable, because it takes a lot of reading to be able to, you know, I at one point was very, very heavy into the Bible and read it constantly day and night. And I can tell you, as an avid reader, the first time I sat down to try to read through the Bible, that took me almost a year to do. So I hats off to the young man out there studying the scripture, having faith and believing too, because that's another really difficult thing.
Really believes.
To really believe in something. Y'all know I got commitment issues on it.
It's if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, anything can happen.
Yeah. And so to have that kind of commitment and faith so early is mind-blowing, actually. Pretty mind-blowing. So how'd you find him, Miss Londa?
I was strolling through Facebook and one of my friends on my friends list shared it. And like I said, when I saw the title and when I look at him, he doesn't look 12. So I kept telling people, oh my God, y'all got to watch him. Girl, I give him about 10 years old. I'm not giving him no more than 10 years old because he got such a little baby face.
Right, right.
Like, listen to what this young man is talking. And girl, he's speaking truth. You know, I was just telling everybody, like, y'all got to listen to him. You know, and I told my cousins and they was going to look at his video and was like, oh my God, I can't wait to see him, you know, on the show and all that. Yes. I found him strolling through Facebook.
And now he's got other opportunities opening up. Because did he say, or did you say?
He had opportunities opening up.
Yeah.
He's very, very popular.
Wow. Yes. That many views too. Yes, that means he's reaching the masses.
Yes, when he goes live, he has a lot of views.
Well, I definitely started following him. And because listen, like I said, I can always use some good advice.
Okay.
He looked like he could give some good advice, honey. That preaching he was doing, that talk, it's the talk along for me, you know, because like, you know, my parents always told me to stay in the child's place, you know, some conversations and some things wasn't meant to be had.
Right.
So hear him like literally speak some truth and speak some knowledge, you know, what you been listening to and who you been listening to like, you know, put this out there, you know, I feel like you calling me on my cards, you know, pulling my cards, because where you get all this from? Somebody on the background.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah. You know, and kudos to his parents. For
you got to give the parents.
It's good parents. It's the good parenting. It's the good discipline. It's the good structure.
Yeah.
You can tell there's some good structure going on. You know, you can tell there's some good discipline going on, and there's some good talking because the conversation he's able to actually sit and have with us adults is amazing.
And he said, ma'am.
Yes, so respectful.
Every time.
So respectful. So respectful.
And I
And
had
I usually tell people don't call me ma'am.
Yes,
me
so
too, but I was like, I'm gonna take it from him. I'm not gonna play with him.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. Yeah, so that's
I had
something.
a young lady in the audience say, "Young man, you put an old lady to shame."
Really, I mean, it's really true. And like I said, kudos to the parents because, you know, it takes a lot to raise your children in the church, especially nowadays. Especially. I mean, it takes a lot to drag yourself to church,
Yeah.
Ooh,
you know,
girl,
on
I have to agree with that. It does.
yeah, yeah. So kids are usually your excuse not to go. So kudos to that for doing that. And like y'all said, the discipline and all that. I'm glad you
Mom
found
and
him.
dad, y'all got it. Y'all doing a great job. Y'all doing a
Great job.
dad
But
and
do you
amazing.
guys think that he's going to struggle with, you know, most, what do they call those? Mega churches. Most mega churches, you know, the goal, and I guess for all people with a true calling to a ministry, the goal is to reach the masses, right? And to get the message out to the masses.
Mhm.
Right.
Do y'all think that it's going to be easy for the masses to receive from a young person?
I mean,
What-
why would it? Like he said, God speaks through. You never know who
Anybody,
God's
yeah.
gonna speak through. So why would it? If he's speaking real truth, which he is, why would it?
I don't know. I was thinking, you know, what you were saying, Data, about how you were raised with grown folks
Yeah,
stuff.
how I was
And I
raised,
think
yeah.
that the masses,
Oh,
in my
I get
experience,
the point you're coming from.
right, the masses are in that space. But when he was talking, I did have another thought, which was, yeah, the masses might be there, but the people running the world right now are the youth.
Yes,
So
yes.
whether or not he can get to us and above, if he gets through to those, then it's a wrap because
Yeah,
they're the
yeah,
ones with the power
right. You are
to
right.
affect change in the world.
It
But I
is.
think that if they would want that change, and here you got this young man,
Yeah.
his age, that is, you know, here to spread the word and be a positive role model for the upcoming. Why not?
Right. I you know, I was thinking about that as he was talking. And like I said, Data said, even me, when he first started talking, at first it was fine. But when he started hitting on some of those grown folk stuff, I was like, what? But I'm a more open-minded person. Most people after a certain age start closing off their ability to listen to other people. But I do know that young people nowadays are very much open-minded and are very determined that their rights to speak and be heard be respected. And so as he was talking, I was thinking about them and I was thinking, yeah, and they're the ones that are changing how we as a society are starting to view things.
Yeah.
Ultimately, he would probably be far more effective than any other pastor out here now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. So I'm going to read a couple of comments. So the first one is from Stacy. He's good. He's not in the streets. He's very respectful, and you can't go wrong or be mad at that. And even at his age, with his parents who worked hard in raising him right, he'll continue to grow into a very fine young man. And then I think this comment was for you, Tanza, because he says, Leo says, that's the church's advantage. And to the masses, it comes as a miracle.
yeah. The more I thought about it, I was like, yeah, that he actually might be the key, or people like him might actually be the key if, you know, change like that is going to happen in the
Yes.
world that we're living today.
Yes.
It probably is not going to come from.
So you know the
Yeah.
show we had last week when we had DJ on there,
Mhm.
a lot of things he spoke on, we were saying it was scary.
Yes.
And it's like when I watched his videos, it's like, okay, I felt like maybe there is hope. You know what I mean? Listening to this young man at this young age, I said, well, maybe we do have some hope.
Right, because what DJ was saying yesterday, oh, not yesterday, but last week,
Yeah.
it did make you feel like, oh, we're lost. Oh,
Yeah,
it's over.
I was like, it's over. We don't have a chance. I'm just waiting on it. That's how I felt, you know, after listening to him speak. But then listening to this young man, I'm like, you know, maybe there is a chance, you know.
But isn't that the Bible's message
We always
in general?
Yeah.
That, you know, oh, stuff is about to go down and it's going to be destructive.
Yeah.
All around.
Yes.
But there's hope, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole message of the Bible or most religious books. If it's the Quran, whatever it is that's the message. So
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not even drinking wine today.
I know. Look, Miss Wanda.
And I'm drinking bottled water.
Me too, because I was not going to be disrespectful on this camera. You know I always have my water.
Me too. And I was like, I'm not going to do it today. I am drinking bottled water. I am not playing with Zacarias, okay?
Why is that? What? Look, Data too. You got water today. Girl, we're not going to church. What the preacher is not going to do is talk about me this Sunday.
I wasn't playing today. I said this young man not about to nah, can't let him see me like this.
I was like, no, I'm not gonna do it.
That is hilarious. I am not the only. I'm so glad you said that.
The
youth are the voice.
Yes, I feel like they are
the youth are the voice.
I mean, like in real life, brought tears to my eyes.
Yeah, they are. They're not just the voice, they are the real seed to change.
Yes.
I truly, truly, truly believe that. And although a lot of them are struggling, but they have a fearlessness.
Yes.
And when their fearlessness is in bucking against authority. Yeah. Like they are fearless about that.
Yep.
And that's something that, you know, our generation and behind us or above us, however you want to look at it, we were not, after the civil rights movement, we kind of just like sat our butts still and was like, okay, we don't want no problems.
Right.
We don't want no problems. Just tell us what to do. But this generation, they're something. They are like, and I think it's us too, because we raised them that way.
And then this is my thing though. Like you say, they're fearlessly, right? Mm-hmm. But if their fear was like his, he's fearless of the devil. You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's something. If my kid came to me at 12 and told me they had a calling to go preach, I'd be like,
yes.
I would just be like, huh? So that is just.
Probably would be taken aback a little bit.
I'd be like, are you sure?
Once I started hearing him speak or my child speak, I'd be like, yes, you do. And honey, you go right on ahead. You go right on ahead
and do it. Yeah. Because it is about whatever you want to be, whatever you feel like is calling you, then that's what you should, that's what you should do. But the fear of that, you know how we fear for our kids. Yes. So the fear of that, of them going to school, because he cannot contain his message. So even in the classroom, I know he's talking to the people around him, and being at home and worrying about, whether or not the kids are receiving him well, or all of that stuff. I go back to the parents. I am so proud of them for not stifling him and allowing him to, come out here.
Well, I'm gonna say this: he need to be in half of these churches, because the church people is running the peoples out the congregation. I'm being real.
Yes,
he would be the one to go in the church and pull them all back in, because some of them preachers ain't right either. So he would be the one to grab everybody's attention back to the Lord's house and turn it around. That boy's message is powerful. I don't know. He
really got my offering.
Well, and he said that he hasn't spoken in a church yet or given
Yeah, he
a
said
sermon
that.
in a church as of
Yeah.
yet,
In
but
March.
I'm sure that's
It's
soon to come.
It's
I
coming.
know I've seen him online singing in churches
Mhm.
and things like that. So I know that it's got to be around the corner. It's got to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be. And they will do well to have him. Especially every church now has like a youth organization and all that other good stuff. Youth pastors. Isn't that what they call them? Youth pastors? Yeah.
That's what they call them, youth pastors.
Mm-hmm.
I have another comment from someone in the audience. The world is ran by children. You know why? Because they're the future. The churches would love to have him spread the word. To be honest, they've been waiting for someone like him to help spread the word of the Lord. He has the followers and the face of a miracle. The devil and God is at war right now, and God won this child for sure.
Yeah.
And then another comment says, I wish it was more youth like him.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't disagree with the commenters.
I
I
sure
disagree with it at
You
all.
can't. I mean, what can you say? Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also because he's so young, it makes you feel like he clearly does not have an ulterior motive. Where we look at a lot of preachers now and in the mega churches and things like that, and do they want our money? And clearly this baby is not doesn't have an ulterior motive. So yeah.
I say God gave these pastors a chance to do his work, but they failed in him. Because I ain't never in life thought we would hear a 12-year-old preach like that and talk like that and put chills through my body. And I'm 44 and everybody knows how I am with church. And I felt that young man, he is real. And that's God's child and he doing his work. Like you said, how do you know he know all this stuff? Only God can give him that knowledge. So that's why I really listen to him, because I get confused with these pastors. I'm like, well, okay, is they telling me what I just want to hear, or is they telling me what the Spirit is telling them? What is these pastors saying to me? So to listen to this young man come out the way he came out, I can feel some of you pastors, because this young man was a confirmation for some of them pastors that probably need to sit down and let him in, like the people were saying. More, baby, all the church houses will be full.
And where is he from? Louisiana?
I believe he's from Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yes.
In Minnesota, Lord.
No, he's from Mississippi.
Mississippi.
Yeah, the parents out there don't play. Them parents be real out there. Them parents don't play.
Down south.
Yeah, them parents don't play down south. Yeah.
So I'm a New Yorker, and my parents, of course, were people, they believed in God, but they weren't churchgoers. But I would spend my summers in Georgia with my aunties and them. And let me tell you, they were first and fourth Sundayers, but they never missed. And that is where my real church experience, I learned, was in the South. The South don't play when it comes to church.
They sure don't.
South don't play. No, ma'am.
He was so well mannered and so well respected. When anytime you hear a child say yes, ma'am, no, sir, you know they was raised right.
Yes. Agreed. So I wonder if there are more out there like him that we haven't heard about.
It is.
It probably is.
I'm sure it's got to be. He might be the one to bring them out, though.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true.
But again, he also has that charisma that is real important for a pastor to have, to bring people into them and to be able to have people open up to them. And that he's learned a lot of charisma in his 12 short years. He really has. Even just talking, conversating with him, he had a lot of personality. I like that.
When he talks and I watched one video where he kept saying, y'all don't hear me though. Nah, but y'all don't hear me though. And he was just going on, and I was just like, I hear you, I'm here, I'm listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, man, yes. A lot of personality.
Hey, if he was to open the church out, I'm gonna get a plane ticket just to go see him.
Just to go see him.
I really would. And I don't do too much. I believe in God and everything, but I don't do too much do the churches because I just don't trust. But that's one church I would attend.
That's what I'm
I
telling
would
you.
go, I would too. I would listen to him. I'm not a church goer. I have been and I haven't been, but I definitely am a person that believes in higher power. Now listen, I ain't messing with God, but I can listen to people, whether they're preachers or life coaches or just spiritual. I can listen to anybody if what they're saying makes sense to me.
Yes.
Only if what you're saying makes sense, because I will question everything.
Yes.
So
Hey, look, he ain't even got to ask me for an offering. I'm gonna give it to him.
Didn't you hear me earlier say he got my offering?
you're gonna open up your purse before the ushers even close the door to the place.
Oh man.
And you're gonna sit in that church all day until he says
All day. I'm like, you through? Nah, you ain't through yet, man. You got some more in you. Don't even want to go home.
Y'all know we have a
Make sure-
horrible
just make sure
reputation
they have
about our church
Passover
time.
meal there so I can eat. I don't mind staying. I just make sure there's some food in the downstairs.
Girl, if you don't put some chicken in a paper towel and put it in your purse, you know we staying all day. You know it. I hated that about church.
Man.
Y'all said we getting out of here at this time. Let me go. Yeah.
In the choir sing about
You
Bible
know,
songs.
Now
yeah,
I
you
did
got to
get
go in
to
the basement, like she said, and eat food and stuff, and then got to clean up. Then we
And
got to
then
wait
the
for
one
the
more
grandma to
serving,
go
yeah.
home. Mhm.
and when I was in Georgia and would spend time at my aunties in them churches, I got to be in the choir. Now that was a big deal. That was a big deal. But the worst part about it is everybody's looking at you, right? So you can't nap. You can't slip out for a few minutes. You can't. I thought,
do nothing. If you do slip out, you got to do this.
Yeah. Finger up and head down.
And I even go sing in this choir. I be the first member.
Yeah, he's one to keep an eye on. We're gonna have to remember that name, Zacarias, which is a great name.
Washington.
Yeah, we'll have to remember him. Great guess, Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda, that was a great idea.
She always coming with the Miss Wanda always coming with the good guess.
Yeah, he was good.
Last week was good too. Now I enjoyed DJ.
Yes.
I didn't sleep much because I was thinking about stuff.
I'm not gonna. I was a little taken back. I was a little like,
were you?
I'm feeling like, whoa, what is going on? What is going to happen to us? That's how I was feeling, and yeah, I was a little scared.
Let me tell you, I haven't told y'all before, I'm a conspiracy theorist at heart. Like that's who I am. I feel like if I can't be in the Matrix, then I really should be in the apocalypse because I would do well, right? Because I question everybody anyway. But so a lot of stuff that he touched on, I had heard before because I've had debatable conversations with plenty of people. So I had heard before, but he actually said a few things that I had not heard
and
before.
He sent me the link and I haven't brought myself yet. I'm like, okay,
check it out.
Let me kind of take this in, what you already gave me before I go dipping and dabbing into, I'm just not ready yet.
Yeah, most people are not.
That's why I said thank you for the message, y'all. I was for real when I said it. I'm a spiritual person.
Yeah.
And I needed to hear what that young man had to say because I be doing some of that he be saying. So I'm trying to switch it around. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I know he real and he powerful. Because like you said, how did he know all that stuff on the guy?
Yeah.
You kind of far away from the mic.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, okay. Oh, y'all didn't hear me?
We heard some of you.
Been out.
I say that's why I told him thank you for that word, because I needed to hear that, you know what I'm saying? And for me to hear it come from a young man, I know God talking to me and he tired of me and he need me to get it together, because that word was very powerful for that young man. And I'm gonna quit playing. I'm gonna keep listening to him every day.
Yes.
Because that was real.
And he posts something every
Get
day.
it together.
He
Get it
go,
together.
yeah, he posts every day, you said, Miss Lauren?
Yes, he posts every day because I follow him, so I see it when it pops up. And
Okay.
he
Yeah, I have to go on there.
every day.
Okay, I just started following him today. So I was going through his videos today, so I had not noticed if he popped up on my timeline or not. So I
Well, I
will.
know you told me to look at his video before, but I'm about to start going on there and look at some more of them.
Yeah.
Because that young man, he powerful. He real.
So we just had Leo join us. I wanted to ask him about a comment that he wrote
Hi, Leo.
in the audience. So could you tell me what you mean by that?
Can I hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Reason why I said that I'm afraid for him to go to a church is because I feel like they will try to misuse it. And I can tell by a lot of these large congregations in this world, a lot of them will be corrupt. A lot of them don't be what the television is presenting to the eye. So as him growing up in these large congregations and stuff, I feel like they're gonna have him to no good. Like he gonna go in with the mindset and the heart, like, this is what I want to bring to you guys. When we come to the table with it, they might steer him in the wrong direction.
But
So I feel like it would be safe for him to just do YouTube video.
do you think though, watching him and hearing him speak, that his mind might be a little bit more stronger than that he could possibly not be misled? And then let's not forget, he has parents standing behind him as well.
Yeah, they're like, well, he was confident. Sure, he was.
He was very confident. Yeah, he did. Leo, do you mind me asking, like, what age group are you in? Are you teen, 20s to 25, 30 to 30?
We didn't hear you.
I'm 25.
You're 25. Okay. Yep. I'm not surprised to hear that from him, or to hear that that's how he thinks, because that's my experience with the youth, that they all are very questioning about religious entities in general. So I'm not surprised that you feel that way at all.
And
about
Leo,
churches.
I feel where you coming from, because I was thinking the same thing too. Like, this young man so powerful, but is he ready for that? Because we all know how the people can be, you know, up there. So, and for you to be so young, you stay blessed too. You
Yeah.
stay blessed.
But isn't that something that we fear for our young people in any kind of public entity that they may go into, whether it's the music industry, whether it's acting or modeling, whatever it is? We're afraid for them, because once you cross a certain, the idea is, once you cross a certain spot or a certain level of success, you enter into the lion's den, right? With, you know, a bunch of people that are preying on you and your innocence. So, but most of those youth are not coming with the sword of the Lord. So, you know, hopefully for him, it would be a better experience. And like you said, he's got parents behind him that, you know, and the most powerful protection of all. So, but I definitely understand where Leo's coming from. I definitely get the concern.
And for him to be 25 talking like that, that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, see, God reaching out to his children once again. 25, and for him to say something like that at 25.
Yeah.
I pay attention, man. I pay attention.
Yeah, he
And
watched.
I know a lot of
That's my
history.
son.
You know,
Oh, is that
a
your
lot of
son?
Yeah, that's
prophets,
my
a
son.
lot of these false prophets ain't what a lot of people think. And a lot of them still exist in this world, and they're still putting themselves out there, making it seem like they these people. So with someone like him being 12 years old walking in, they're gonna be afraid of him. They're gonna look at him like, oh my God, God is for real, for real. He pushing up on us. So what you think they're gonna do to him? That's what I feel.
That makes sense. I hear where you're coming from. That
I
makes
didn't
sense.
hear the first part of what you said, Leo. Do you mind repeating it? I'm sorry. I heard the ending, but I didn't hear the first part of what you were saying.
I'm just saying, like a lot of them be false prophets. Like a lot of the people, like, how can I say it? Like people like back in them days when it was Black Power and it was having these big movements and stuff. A lot of them you don't really hear from no more, but a lot of them still exist in these congregations, and they be on television and having these big old people just following them. So when someone like him being 12 years old coming in, they're gonna be afraid of him.
Okay.
He's really coming through at a young age. It took them years to learn the stuff he's known. So somebody like that can really make them feel like this stuff is real. Like this ain't no what you think they gonna do to him. Like, they gonna have to get him up out of there. Like, and that's
So you think for the other pastors out there that someone like Zacarias would be a threat to them?
Yes, because they're gonna be jealous of him. They're going to be not wanting him to take their followers and all of that. You might find them kind-hearted ones that's really going to help him push his message out there. Because like I said, he the youth, man. He already got how many 15 million views? It goes back to me saying he's like a miracle to the eyes. And I was just watching it. I'm like, wow, he's saying things that I had to go through years upon years, like bad relationships, financial problems, all of this. And he's already seeing this. So him coming in front of these people that's been taking this amount of time, 62, 50-some years old, saying this stuff, and they're going to be afraid of him. Like, what the heck?
Intimidated.
Yeah, that's a real valid point there.
Yeah.
Does that take place?
Real valid point.
Some people might act like they're agreeing with you, but they're very intimidated with you, and they'll be plotting on you the whole time.
Right.
Yeah, he got his parents, but these are powerful people.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? These are powerful people.
And religion is one of the most powerful institutions in the world.
Yeah, but he got God standing behind him too.
Yeah. But I like that idea, Leo. I like that idea. Well, not that I like it. What I mean is I really can relate to that thought pattern that this young man really is a threat to some already strong standing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had not even considered that. I wasn't even thinking.
He like a little young Malcolm X.
Yeah.
Think about this. Like,
so now we can understand what Leo's saying, because he might not want to say that, but I'm gonna say he's like a young Malcolm X. So you got to watch him because he's powerful and so young.
Yeah.
And he's so young to be powerful, so he would be a threat. So I'm like,
to
maybe he need to stay on YouTube. Yeah, maybe he need to stay away from the peoples and the congregations and stuff, and because he made a good point, y'all. That's true.
Yeah, he really did. I appreciate your feedback on that.
Kids that age with such good smartness that's able to speak so much knowledge, not only to adults but to the youth as well. You have to be very careful, and you have to watch them very close, because they can be a danger to society, and they can also be a danger to another human race because they're so smart and they know, they're not dumbfounded. So we have to be very careful when it comes to the youth having so much knowledge and so much smartness, because that too can be a weapon as well.
Yeah. Wow.
That's some good points. Yeah.
Yeah, that really was a good one.
Don't allow him to be who he is, and let him get to the point to spread the word. It's just you gotta protect him. You gotta protect him at all times. For real. Because if he is a message from God and he's like a prophet from God, you really have to protect him. Because we are God's children, so we can't say, God, stop sending these people to us to get this word out. This is up to us to protect him.
Right.
Fair.
So
that's fair. That's fair. Interesting.
So, you guys, So I have a brother that's incarcerated. He's been incarcerated since '93, and he sends me poems. So I wanted to end the show this evening with the poem that he sent me. Now this is where you guys are going to find out that Miss Rhonda is a little blind, so I'm about to put my glasses on. All right. So the poem is called "I Am My Hoodie."
Okay.
If I'm my hoodie, where can I go? His family buried their firstborn because of his hoodie. Can I wear it in a boardroom? What about the courtroom? Should I put it on when I see old boy who told maybe it's just for brothers at the goal? Can I wear it? Y'all. Can I wear it to disfranchise vote? What hood should I say I'm from? What block? What corner? What alley? What toad? What if I look like Trayvon? What if my hoodie the wrong size? I guess the answer to this goes if I have potential to grow or who I know. I'm gonna try to make it bigger here. Our garments dictate our destiny. When you wear your hoodie, don't drive with the hood or your hands are up and your hoodie ain't bulletproof. That's the reason they shoot for you. Pretext, prejudice, and racialized outcomes, they have hoods on the courtrooms, knees on our backs and necks, chokeholds and disrespect. My hoodie hasn't stopped it yet. In potential, in I can't think of that word. PENITETIA Aries. Do y'all understand that word?
PEN, spell it again.
PENITETIARYS.
Penitentiary. Penitentiary.
Joint in penitentiaries, joints, and prisons, hoodies are forbidden. We are dispersonalized spirit. With physical blues, can my hoodie stop that? Tukey was executed because he tried to save the kids. His hoodie was paper and a pen. Does your hoodie take a stand? Does a slogan make you a man? A Glock tucked away in your hoodie. I wonder how that'll end.
This was your brother?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's real deep.
So when you first read the title, I thought it was going a completely different direction, but that's deep.
Yeah.
And it was real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that poem. I like that.
Yeah.
Me too.
I spent a lot of time in Snap Club and before COVID hit, and that's a good piece. I can imagine him delivering it since he's incarcerated and the passion in which he would be. Yeah.
Mhm.
I can imagine that.
Oh,
Maybe he can record it for you. Maybe he can record it for you. Like
the poem?
Yeah.
Oh, him reading it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know if do you think he could do that?
Maybe you talk to him on the phone, he can recite it and you can record him reciting it or something like that.
Okay.
And hear how he delivers it. I bet you he's probably got a lot of passion in that.
And emotion.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I always say about the best music. I think the best music comes from experience because it has a lot of emotion and and it just when you put that emotion in there, you feel it and you like And then when somebody else hear it, it's like they can relate and then they feel it. So that makes it a good song.
That's the power in music videos too, because you can hear a song and not like it, but you see that performer perform it with that passion, and suddenly it changed the way it sounds to you. You're like, okay, yeah.
Yep.
Poetry is like that too. Yeah.
So I would like to thank you ladies for joining in this evening. Thank you, Leo, for joining us and your comments, and thank the viewers and your comments, and hope to see you guys again next Sunday. You guys
absolutely.
Good night,
ladies.
Good night.
Good night.
See y'all.